Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining Chit Chat with Char this morning. Our mission is to connect, collaborate, and cultivate. This morning, I am so excited to have our special guest, Ms. Diane Davis, with Fidelity National Title. She joined the real estate industry back in 1993 in home warranty, and then from home warranty, she got into title, which is where she's currently at now. She loves it. I'd like to bring her on so that she can further introduce herself. Miss Diane, good morning.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. Did we lose you?
No, I'm still
Okay.
here. You got me?
Perfect.
Can you hear me?
Perfect. Yep, I can hear you fine.
Great.
Perfect. Well, I gave a short intro for you. Give us some more information about you.
Yeah, I wasn't a native Texan. One of those I got here as fast as I could kind of thing. But grew up about an hour from Fargo, North Dakota. Grew up at a family farm, big family, and went to college in Minnesota, and then was recruited for a job in Dallas way back in the day. And that's one thing I want to say to young people. They think they have everything planned out, and it's just like do what's in front of you, and your future will unfold itself.
That's awesome.
It just, you can't plan everything. Do bloom where you're planted, and work hard, and the next thing will happen. It
Right.
will be in front of you.
Got it. Got it. Grow where you're planted. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your company. You've let us know where you're from. So let's talk a little bit about your company and what you do, what your company
Great.
does. Put Fidelity on the map here.
Great. Yes, I'm so honored to be with Fidelity National Title. It's just like what you do. It's an extension of what the realtor does. Every different scenario is different. Some people are upsizing, they're downsizing. Maybe there's been a death or a divorce, and that's why they're going through a real estate transaction. And we're excited to hear everyone's story,
Right.
help them through it as best as we can. No two closings are alike, for sure.
True.
It's fascinating. Title is a huge puzzle, and it's really fascinating. So I have a team of 8, and we just hired someone new. We're promoting Tracy, that's been at our front desk for a little less than a year. She's now going to be an escrow assistant.
Wow.
I know, and we have a new escrow receptionist starting in a couple of weeks.
Okay. So growth.
We're really excited, but really a rock solid team of 8. And we speak 3 languages at my office.
Oh, wow.
Yes, English, Vietnamese, and Spanish.
Very good.
Yeah, so that's really fun, and we get just all kinds of great customers that walk through the door. We joke that we've all been doing it since Jesus was a baby. So, we love easy transactions. Bring them to us. We love them, but we're also there for the difficult transactions.
Okay.
There's 15 heirs to a property. Maybe it's FIRPTA, which means the seller's foreign, and there's some IRS stipulations when it's a foreign seller. I have, my superpower is that I have 3 attorneys on speed dial. So there's always some kind of legal question that comes up. And I always just go straight to the source and get an attorney on the phone.
That's right.
My closers they've seen it, they've closed it, they've been there, they've done that. And so they have so much vast experience to draw from.
Got it.
And it's super fun.
Got it.
And Fidelity is the largest underwriter of title insurance in the nation. and is the parent company of Lawyers Title, Chicago Title, and Alamo Title. So we've got a lot of resources, and I'm just thrilled to represent them. And my role is a sales role at my office.
Got it. So tell me this. So for our listeners who are complete novice, who maybe have not gone through the home buying process, what is the role of title in the home buying process?
Title is your independent third party. We pull everything together. The buyer agent, the seller agent, the insurance, the lender. We're making sure everything is fair and equitable, and that the contract is followed to the letter.
Right,
We you bring us your earnest money and your option fee, and we record that in, and then we send out constant communication to all the parties involved. So we don't have, we are that independent third party, which you need in what is sometimes the biggest transaction of your life.
right,
And we just need to follow the letter of the law and make sure that everything, we get into that every once in a while. Texas is a community property state. So if you have a spouse or a, a significant other, they're probably going to have to come in and sign. And that's not
right.
always popular.
Mhm. Right,
We get a lot of pushback on that. And it's the fair thing to do. Everybody needs to know what's going on in a transaction.
right.
Um, so that's our role.
Cool. So I know with COVID and everything that we experienced with that, one of the things as real estate agents, we really like to be with our clients when they're closing on their, especially those first time home buyers, and even our sellers sometimes who've grown really attached to their homes. We like to be there with them during that closing celebration. With COVID, we know that we've had to do mobile closings, we've had to do curbside closings. What is that starting to look like now with the Delta variant? Are you guys going back to that, or what does that look like for Fidelity?
Yeah, a moving, fluid. We follow the CDC guidelines. Um, Last summer, we did a lot of drive-through closings. People closed
Hmm.
in their cars. Um, we send out a lot of mobile notaries. Some people are sometimes feel more comfortable in their own home or in their
Right.
workplace, and
Hmm.
we just accommodate everyone on that. Right now, we are still doing closings in person.
Okay.
We do ask that they limit the number of people that come, and like you said, that's hard because it's a family
It's a
celebration.
celebration. Yeah.
Yeah, but we like to limit it to the actual signers that are
Got
coming
it.
in, if possible. We can work within certain parameters, but the you can't just bring in your 10 extended family at this time.
Got it.
But we hope that will be the case again very soon.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about one of your most challenging deals that you've had to close or been a part of.
Oh my goodness. Um, you know, they have to find all the heirs. If there's maybe a estate, maybe it's uh, someone has passed away. We have to find all the heirs, and they have to sign off. So that's challenging.
Yeah.
Family scatters.
Hmm.
Sometimes they lose touch with the rest of the family. And my closing team, they're like little private investigators. They found people on Facebook. One of my closers used to be married to a private investigator. She
Ooh,
has all kinds of little back ways to find people. And we want to make sure no one's left out. We are going to hunt down that obituary and make
right.
sure that everybody that was a survivor is represented there.
Wow.
And then we've had, you know, we want good communication. We had a living trust last year close, and we didn't know ahead of time. Living trust, they can be alive or deceased. We
Okay.
did not know that Mr. Seller was deceased.
Wow.
That was a surprise.
Okay.
He really likes those kinds of surprises, but we redrew docs and we were able to close the same day.
Oh,
But
nice.
just, you know, we just love all that extra communication that you can give us. Don't assume that the title company knows something. Go ahead and tell us. Telling us twice is better than not at all.
Good. So, okay, as a real estate agent, what are some of the things that could help our title partners be more efficient in what they do? What is it that we can do to help you?
That is such a great question, Charmaine. So, of course, your agents always do this, Charmaine, but we really need no blanks in that contract. And we really need your buyers and sellers a good cell phone number and email,
Okay.
because we send out communication so that we can either do a wire or get that earnest money option fee within those 3 days.
Right.
But if we don't have that good contact information for your client, we can lose a day and a half, 2 days, and that just adds to the stress. And
Got it.
so we need good intel. And like I said, if someone tell us they're married.
Got it.
Sometimes we really need to know all of that, and those things can delay closing.
If we don't have all the details.
Right.
Okay. So as a realtor, the best thing that we can do is make sure that you have all of the personal contact information for our clients so that you can contact them in a timely manner.
Definitely. Thank you.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Well, okay. So let's shift away from title. Is there anything else you want to talk about as it relates to title before we move into something else?
It's just no, but thanks for all the questions because it is so fascinating.
And there are just so many things to consider. One of the things that I just want to give Fidelity National Title kudos on is always providing up-to-date and relevant education. I know we have you in our offices at least once or twice a month to provide education to our agents, and it's relevant. You know, from time to time, I'm able to sit in those classes, and it's just great information. So I really do appreciate you for, you know, setting that up for us. And then for Miss Paula, who most of the time offers that education for us. So we're always just in awe of all of the information that you guys provide for us. So we love you. We love our partnership with you. We thank you for everything that you do for us at CB Apex. I mean, you really take care of us. We just had a Gold Rush event and you guys were there supporting, and we just appreciate, again, everything that you do, not only for our company, but for our agents individually, because there's a ton of things that you do that's not even mentioned. So we appreciate that.
Thank you. That's so sweet. And you know, it's funny. Like you said, I started in the industry in '93, and a realtor might start out as a customer, but then you go through weddings and baby showers and funerals, and you look back and you've done life together and you've become
Exactly.
lifelong friends. So it's
Exactly.
really you know, it's there's not that many relationship businesses left.
That's
um,
true.
and I'm so grateful to be in a relationship business because that's what makes me tick.
Got it. That's your why, is being able
Yes.
to, well, we love you, and again, we thank you for everything that you do for us. Okay, so moving into some personal stuff. I know that here recently you just donated a kidney.
Did. I
Tell us
did.
about that. I
It
think that's
was
so awesome.
it just one of those God things. So the parents, I knew loosely of
Okay.
my recipient, and they I knew them for about a decade, kind of friends of friends, and they
Okay.
came in to do a refinance, and it was very organic. She asked about my kids, I asked about her kids, she told me about Robert, her then 27-year-old son, that needed a kidney. Was on dialysis 3 days a week, rare kidney disease.
Wow.
And I said, well, I'll get tested. Well, it turns out I was a match for him.
Wow.
And it was a fascinating process. And this was through Medical City, Dallas, Living Donor Center.
Okay.
And they really, they're incredible. Every single person at that Living Donor Center is incredible. And they put as a potential donor, they put you through a lot of tests. I spent basically 2 full days there: CT scan, chest x-ray, cardiologist, stress test. They want to make sure that you're healthy enough to donate your kidney.
Right.
And you can't have high blood pressure or have any signs of diabetes, because your kidney regulates your blood pressure. So all that worked out fine. And June 15th, we did the surgery. And within 45 minutes, they had taken out my left kidney and put
Wow.
it in Robert, and it was working like clockwork
Oh my
immediately.
gosh.
So he is now living a dialysis free life. He can get back
Wow.
with his work and his school, and it's been our families are now close. And I text him, uh, every week or so, how's my kidney doing? Because I don't know what you're talking about. It's my kidney now.
That's right.
Yeah. And when I met him the day before the surgery, and he's 6'6", and it was like, whoa, I don't know that my little kidney can do all that. But
Really?
through the miracle of God, it is. And it's working so great. So you really only need one kidney. Um, and the seed was planted 10 or 15 years ago. I had hired this awesome rep in San Antonio, and she had donated a kidney. So it was something sort of living in me. And you have to
Mhm.
be at the right stage of your life. You can't
True.
have small children that you're caregiving for, or maybe an elderly parent that you're caregiving. You have to have a very generous and understanding employer and good, caregivers in your life. So I
Right.
was out of work for about 3 weeks, and I feel great. I feel great
That's
now.
awesome. And
I
you
can't
look
even tell.
amazing.
Well, thank
Yeah,
you.
you look amazing. I know the first time I saw you after the surgery, it was just I don't know. I just saw like a halo over you because I mean that's just an amazing thing to be able to do,
Uh,
to really and truly change someone's life like that. That is
I got that whisper, that Diane, this is something that you need to do. So I was just really happy to be able to do it. I don't know about all that halo business, but
it's true.
it's really the surgeons and all the staff that make it happen. They're the superheroes for
Right.
sure. But
That's just amazing, and for it to be, not someone that you knew directly, closely, but that you had the heart to do this to somebody that was a friend of a friend. Not
well,
often are we seeing that, and I just think that that speaks volumes about the type of person that you are, your heart,
thank you. Thank
and
you.
I just think it's
I feel
amazing.
like maybe in the future, if my kids or grandkids needed an organ, I just know that someone would come forward.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because you've really set that example, not only for your family, but for the others of us around you that love you and, support you, it's like, oh, she can do it. Why wouldn't I, put myself in a position to do that as well? But like you said, timing is everything.
Yeah.
And, we have to be at certain places in our lives. So tell
For
us a
sure.
little bit more about that process. So if there is someone else listening who has that whisper as well, what does that process look like? Where would you even go to get started?
Yeah, go to the website for Medical City Dallas Living Donor Center.
Okay.
And they make it so simple. So I can send, you can call me and I can send you the link if you'd like. So then I went to my LabCorp. You just go to your LabCorp wherever it's close to your work or home, and
Hmm.
I sent in a blood sample. I went to San Antonio, and that's where they said we were a match. And then most of you do a lot of blood and urine samples. Super Bowl Sunday, I did a 24-hour urine collection.
Really?
Yes, they're
Wow.
sort of measuring volume, and they just want to make sure both those kidneys are working really well. Um, but everything, all of that was through LabCorp, and the donor center pays for all of the lab work. They paid for everything with the surgery. They send you home with your meds and all the follow-up appointments. Everything is through the Living Donor Center, so that's not reflected on your own insurance. So
Wow.
I didn't know any of that either. So
Wow.
yeah, it's
So when you do this, this is not reflected on your insurance. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so you don't it's not a financial hardship for the person giving the kidney. They want to take that piece out of it.
That is
So
amazing.
the donor center takes care of all of those expenses.
Wow, that just gave me chills because I think a lot of people, anytime you think about medical, you
Yeah.
always think about the medical expenses. And sometimes going through a medical procedure, it's like you think you've paid for everything.
Oh,
And then a few months later, you get a bill and it's like, I thought I took care of this already. What is this?
exactly. Exactly. And I
So
have not gotten any of that. I figured
that
there'd be at
is,
least be a couple of errors, and I'd get some LabCorp bills or something. Not at all. Sorry, that's my Princess Hershey, the black lab.
okay. Hi, Princess
She's
Hershey. If you want to get on the show too.
good guard dog. Let me see. Let me see.
So
She,
let's see Hershey. Hi, Hershey. She's hanging out there.
yeah, she's helping.
So,
She's my marketing assistant
oh, okay. Well, you got to have one of those.
for sure.
So, okay. So we've talked about it not being a financial hardship. My question is, you know how on our driver's license we set up to be a donor? That's in the event that something happens to us, right?
Right.
Do you have to be a donor in that way in order to be a living donor, or is it two separate things?
I'm thinking that's two separate things.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Wow.
there's a video you watch that tells you more about the process and how that might affect your life. Um, and then they tell you, they don't really want you skydiving or bull riding afterwards. They really want you to take care of that one kidney. But
Gotcha.
it's just going on life as normal
Okay.
afterwards. It really is. They just want you to stay healthy.
Right. And do everything you can to stay healthy.
Yeah.
So during this experience, I can only imagine the things that were going through your head, the ideas of wanting to make a difference in someone's life. How has this impacted you and your family?
It's it was hard for them to understand in the beginning, but they all understand it now, and we're just happy to do it. And everything, you look back at your life, and it's the hard things that make your life what it is. And I kept thinking they were going to somehow rule me out for some reason,
You're,
that I wasn't going to be able
yes.
to do it. It's kind of like jury duty. You go and you
I
definitely
don't know if
want
it's
to
the
get out of it.
rain
Oh,
or
can you
what's
still hear me?
happening.
Can you still, you got
But
me?
anyway, we'll give Diane a few minutes to come back to us. But how amazing and how awesome is that to be able to give any organ, and in order to be a living donor. So I just am just in awe. I appreciate your willingness to do that. And I really appreciate your transparency and sharing that you are a living donor. It has changed someone's life. And what would you do to encourage other people to be a part of the Living Donor Program?
And am I back? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, first of all, it's not for everybody. If you're taking care of others, you're just not in a position, to do it. You'll know when the time's right. And like I said, it wasn't on my New Year's resolutions. It's not anything I set out to do. It just happened very organically, like
Yeah.
amazing things happen. So just keep your ears open for those whispers. And the when somebody gets a organ from a living donor, they have about a 30% more chance of success
Okay.
than from a deceased donor. So
Okay.
it does make, I mean, both are good, uh,
Mm-hmm.
but and I know the waiting time for kidney, for I'm I'm a B positive. Oh, and know your blood type.
Okay.
If you don't know your blood type, next time you go to the doctor, ask and
Okay.
find out. So no, I'm O positive.
Oh,
O
okay.
positive, we are the universal donors.
Right.
Everybody wants our stuff.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And
We're
I've learned that with the O type, like we do blood donor
Yeah.
events from time to time. And I understand that the blood type, the O blood type, is one that's always low. That's one that, those blood centers are always looking for is O type.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's another thing to know and understand as well. Now, if you donate blood, are they able to tell you what your blood type
Oh,
is?
definitely.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. There are Carter blood centers all over the place. We typically have them to come out to our centers using their mobile trucks. And our agents and the people in our communities are able to just set up an appointment, go and give blood. They make it so easy and so seamless. But to your point, know your blood type before you understand, going into donating any organs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to share about that process? And
I would do it again in a heartbeat. Your living donor team, they
mhm,
don't sugarcoat it. There's like any abdominal surgery, there's recovery, that getting in and out of bed, that first week is really hard.
right,
But having gone through it and coming out on the other side, 3 weeks of discomfort for me, and that means hopefully his kidney will last him 10, 15, or 20 years.
right.
So that payoff, I would say, is very
It's
worth it.
worth it. Yeah, it's worth it. Diane, I love you. I'm so glad that you were able to do that. And I hope that anyone else out there listening will, be able to put themselves in that position to do that as well, if that's something that you are interested in doing. So I really appreciate you for having the heart to do that. I can't say that enough. You have people who are chiming in, saying that they love you too. So thank
Thank
you
you for
so much.
asking me to be on your Chit Chat with Char, and keep up
Thank
all the
you.
good work. And your agents are amazing, and it's just a pleasure to work with you and all your stellar agents. So
Thank
congrats on
you.
that.
Thank you. Thank you. And again, like I said, I really appreciate everything that you do for us, to help cultivate our agents, make them better, set them aside, set them apart from the other agents in the industry. It means a lot, everything that you do for us. So let's go a little bit deeper. Let's talk a little bit about you. You said that you grew up on a farm. Tell us about that experience. Not everybody
Oh,
I know
yeah.
grew up on a farm. So tell us a
So
little bit about
great. So great. So, Buffalo, North Dakota, population 200.
that. Okay.
And then our family farm is 7 miles from the little town. Uh, we raised cattle, usually about 400 head of cattle a year. And it was great. It was a multi-generation, grandpa worked, dad worked, brothers worked outside. We did a lot of the cooking the meals and taking lunches out to the fields. We also had horses, and it was great. Really great. My dad, he's still on our farm, and he's 91. And
Wow.
yeah, and he's incredible. And we had all the toys, the snowmobiles, the motorcycles. We have a little grass airstrip on the farm. We have a couple of small planes, and
Wow.
but it's the middle of nowhere.
Right. Right.
But
How often do you get back home?
about once a year.
Okay.
Once a year, yeah. My three sisters, my two brothers, all my nieces and nephews, everybody's still up there. A lot farmers, ranchers, nurses. Um, got some just incredible family up there, and they're amazing. And they come down when they can too.
Right.
Um, but yeah,
That's pretty awesome.
and then my claim to fame, Charmaine, is that I
Oh,
graduated in the top 20 of my class. I
ooh, you're
didn't know
smarty
if you,
pants.
yeah, I didn't know if you knew that or not, but
No.
there were only 19 kids in my class. So there's that. There were 10, 5 boys and 5 girls till 6th grade. And then we combined with 2 other towns to get to 19 kids.
Wow. I bet that experience, I mean, because when you think about the school systems now where you have 25 to 30 kids to a classroom and how difficult that can be for the teachers, um,
Right.
how that must have been really close knit, and I'm sure you
Oh,
guys learned a ton.
you couldn't get away with nothing.
I know.
Because they would call your pastor, your mother, your
Oh my
grandmother.
God.
My grandmother was the postmaster,
Oh
so
my
she
goodness.
knew everything.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
So
You couldn't
you
even
had to,
blink without someone knowing, huh?
yeah, you had to walk a straight line, kind of one of those, you miss church and you get a get well card in the mail.
Oh
Kind of
wow.
one of those situations.
Wow. Well,
But
that's awesome.
yeah,
I would love to see pictures. So whenever you are coming to our office again, bring me pictures. I would
I
love to
will.
see pictures of the farm and
I will.
of your family. So tell me how many siblings you had. I know you said three, was it three sisters?
Yeah, so I'm the baby of 6.
Okay, so right.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So
Lots
how
of big family farms up there.
I'm sure. So how many children do you have?
And I have boy girl twins,
Mm-hmm.
Katie and Cody
Okay.
Bauer, and they just turned 29. So they're
Awesome.
through with college, and they have jobs, and they're on their own insurance. And for those
Woo-hoo.
parents out there and you've got kids in high school and college, you do get just a little pay raise when they get off the payroll.
Exactly. When they
So
get off your insurance and
maintain
move
the blue
on.
flame, and you think it's never going to happen, but it really will. It really will. And the kids are doing great, and they were really supportive of this whole kidney thing too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, do you have any grandbabies yet? With because I know you're
Um,
married.
yeah, not from mine,
Hmm.
but from my Rudy's children. We have three granddaughters, and
Oh my
they're just
goodness.
precious. In fact, we are going to get to go to Arkansas end of next week and go see Caroline, our
Okay.
granddaughter Caroline, and
Okay.
can't wait. Cannot wait. They
Yeah.
call me Dee Dee. I'm Dee Dee,
Dee,
and
I love it.
yeah, and Rudy's pops.
Dee Dee and Pops.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I
He's always
know.
got a candy pocket full of candy.
Oh, well, no wonder. I'm sure
Very
he's the
popular.
favorite.
Yes.
I'm sure he's the favorite. So, I asked you about your grandkids because I'm a new grandmother,
Yes.
and I have never experienced a love like this. It is just, I mean, you love your kids, right?
Yeah.
But this is a whole nother level of love. And it's just amazing. When I see this kid, it's like, oh, you can have everything. I'm spending all my
Exactly.
money.
Yeah. It's all yours. And
Yes.
I've never been, some people are just baby people. And I've never been really one of those. But
Okay.
when it's your I mean, we babysat every single chance we could, just holding those babies and feeding them and playing with them and watching them grow. It's just the best.
It is. It's pretty amazing. I've really enjoyed. I don't get to see my grandson nearly as much as I would like to. Just so busy, and my son, he's busy. But man, whenever I do see him, it's like the world stops. It's
Oh,
like I don't want to hear anything from anybody. I just want to spend time with my grandbaby.
for sure.
So, what would you tell your 16-year-old self? That's one of the questions that I love to ask my guests, because it's like, things happen, you evolve into the person that you are today. What would you tell your 16-year-old self?
That it's going to be okay. Um, I had very little expectation of myself or what I could do.
Okay.
I'm just, and I kept, I'm not as smart as these other people. I'm not as blah, 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 blah. And I just didn't know what the future would hold for me. And it's been just exciting and I really have loved all of my jobs.
That's good.
And I know that that's so rare. But when, like Zig Ziglar says, if you love your work, you'll never love your work. You'll never work a day in your life, something like that.
Right.
But I'm
Right.
always excited to, meet new realtor customers, meet those buyers and sellers that are going to come into the office. And that, like we said in the beginning of the show, to my 16-year-old self, you don't have to have everything figured out. Just do your very best with what's in front of you, and your life will unfold, and it'll be better than you ever thought it could be.
That's right. That's good, Diane. So what is it that wakes you up in the morning? What is it that propels you, that motivates you? What is the thing that you're passionate about?
Well, I really do love what I do, and the relationships with all of our lenders and realtors and all the people that we get to work with, insurance people.
Yeah.
It's so fun. And I love they say, sales is a contact sport.
Yeah.
You got to be talking to people in front of people. And that is fun. That's
Yeah.
fun for me.
And you truly exude just happiness. I have not ever seen you just where you're down or having a bad day. Every time I see you, you're smiling. I know when you come into the office, we kind of dance and we're playing around. So that I've never seen you in any other way.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so is that something that you do on purpose, even when you're not feeling it, or is that just the way you live?
I would classify myself as an eternal optimist. Pretty much things, certainly there's obstacles. I got a, nail in my tire yesterday, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, we just have to doing the counting to 10, take a deep breath. It's going to work out. Call a friend. It's all going to work out. So
Absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely. Well, I just want to thank you so much for joining our show today. I thank you for your transparency on the things that you've shared with us about being a kidney donor, your optimistic way of being. I just appreciate our friendship and everything that you do for us. Like I said, I've called you and you were Johnny on the spot, and taking care of things for our agents, things for our office. And so again, I just appreciate you. I appreciate you wanting to be on the show. And, that means a lot to me. This venture is something brand new for me. And I think I say this every show that, the response has been overwhelming. And it's people like you that really help me to know and understand that, you are loved and you are supported. And I appreciate you for that. And I thank you for everything.
Thank you for having me on the show and for what you and your agents do on a daily and weekly basis. So appreciate it.
So tell our listeners and our viewers how they can get a hold of you. How can they get in contact with you?
Yeah. My cell phone is 817-239-6622, or shoot me an email at diane.davis1@fnf.com.
Got it. Thank you so much. Are you on Facebook or any of the social media platforms?
Yes. I'm
okay.
Facebook primarily.
Okay. All right. And then what about LinkedIn? Are you LinkedIn?
I'm on LinkedIn as well.
Okay. All right. Well, you have definitely been a prime guest as far as making the difference. One of the things that we do here on The Difference is we want to spotlight the people in our community, small businesses, large businesses, individuals, as well as causes. We want to talk about those people who are making a difference in the lives of the people that we see and touch. So you have definitely made a difference. And you've also helped us to see, being a living donor from a different perspective. I don't think I even knew that there was a such thing as a living donor, or there being a whole program around it. Like, people donate, but knowing that there's actually a program around it, and that program is not a financial liability to you. It's just amazing. And I think we have shared that, and you've opened up some eyes to understand what that process might look like. And if there's anyone out there who has a whisper about that, definitely look into that Medical City and their living donor program.
Definitely.
Diane, thank you so much. Was there anything you had to say?
No, I just appreciated being on this morning, and thank you.
Thank you so much. Our producer, Lyndon Wilson, is amazing. So if there's anything that you want to share with him, we'll definitely get you connected with him as well. But this has been Chit Chat with Char, and we appreciate you guys for stopping in and listening to us today. You can connect with Chit Chat with Char on Facebook, YouTube, most of the social media platforms. You can contact us by hashtag Chit Chat with Char. Also with The Difference, you can find us on hashtag The Difference. We appreciate you guys for listening, and you guys have a great day.
Thank you.